Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the beloved apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well and who I learn from daily. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered across the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners like unto a speckled bird. Shalom to you sincere Akim on the highways and byways, doing lessons and videos week in and week out in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you sincere Akwat, who's listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. This is your brother Isaiah Allah, back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, I pray this is edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. You are the biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The name of your God, your power, his name is YAHAWAH. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning is he exists, BAHASHAM, coming in the name and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name in the Hebrew is YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning savior or deliverer. And all praises, all honor, and all infinite glory. And so we're going to get right into this one, brothers and sisters. And Lord willing, I pray this is edifying through the spirit. More information on the MOTB, on the implantable microchip, which is the RFID chip. And this is on End Time Headlines. And more the spirit is bringing this out because we're going to ad nauseum bring it out to you, man. All right. Until this prophecy is full-fledged ahead, because the technology is already here and individuals have already been taking this chip. Now this individual here on End Time Headlines, this is where I got the source for the article. As you can see here, implantable microchips, mass surveillance, and government mandated apps. All right. And so he was this is on one of his podcasts where he discusses a magician's bizarre incident involving an implanted RFID chip and a forgotten password, highlighting potential technology risk. And then of course he went into like Britain's plan to deploy widespread facial recognition cameras, raising significant concerns about security and individual privacy. All right. And this is essentially what's going on is these devils are setting up the system. They're laying it out gradually. That's what gradualism is. They do it by increments over time. And they've been doing this. They've been showing you in their movies. And these devils have always been telling you what their plan is. And of course, it's written in the scriptures. All right. This was written over 2,000 years ago. And now it's playing out right now, right in your face, man. Okay. This whole entire beast system. And so I found an article here. And this one was this is pretty interesting, just to show you, man, for all you Israelites, man, because y'all keep questioning this prophecy and keep playing with this through the spirit. And so Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna a lot of you niggas gonna take this chip, man, because y'all just like y'all think this is a game, and y'all think this is the major prophecy that's that's more important to know how to break down and know how to understand what it is, because this right here can dictate your salvation and getting beamed up in the chariot or your destruction. So check out this article. This is on TechSpot. Magician's implanted RFID chip is now useless after he forgets the password. All right. And so it seems like this magician used the implant for smartphone tricks and Bitcoin experiments. So let's get into this. A Missouri magician and molecular biologist found himself confronting the limits of modern biohacking after accidentally locking himself out of the technology implanted inside his own body. Xing Wang, who performs under the stage name Z the Mentalist, recently shared his experience online, posting an X-ray image on Facebook that revealed the RFID microchip he had embedded between his thumb and index finger several years ago. The experiment began as a quirky blend of performance art and technological curiosity. The chip was intended to serve as a prop for interactive magic tricks, activating routines when a smartphone with a compatible reader was pressed against Z's hand. The RFID implants, typically made up of a tiny chip and antenna encased in biocompatible glass, are wirelessly powered by external readers and can store a modest amount of data. In this case, Z programmed the chip to trigger digital events, initially as part of his stagecraft, later as a platform for technical experiments. And so he already had the chip. He's had it for a few years now. There's individuals already outside of the U.S. and and some inside this country, Babylon the Great, that have this chip, man. This is why we're telling you that Esau has always been chipping people. He's always been like had this technology, but it's gonna transition to where it's gonna be made mandatory across the whole planet. The monetary system is gonna crash. They're gonna do away with everything, this entire system, and come in with the new. To where that you're gonna have to have this to eat, to have a business. If you want to be a magician like this dude, to do something like this is what they're coming with. And there's no difference there. It just shows you that like it's gonna go into it that this man forgot his password. This is something that Esau could use to if you disagree with them, if you buck up, if you say something wrong, because they're gonna connect you to their satellites and to the entire beast system. So if you are against, if you're adverse to the system, and you take this chip, this mark of the beast, this is an example that what Esau can do, man. All right, because the system, each chip is gonna like you know, I'm just speaking as like a man based on like what this article is coming forth with, but it could be I feel like associated with a password of some sort. Each individual that's connected to the grid with their chip, and if you say something wrong, if you don't align with the status quo, they can just reset your password, and then you're trying to purchase something, and then boom, they take it out like you did, like boom, your password's incorrect. You can't log into the internet. You can't log into your business because of something that you did. This is an example of that. Except in this case here, this man just forgot his password, and now it's gonna go into look at how difficult it was for him to reset this. All right, but in the case of when it's made mandatory, this devil's gonna do all sorts of shit, man. He's gonna make it so extremely hard. He's gonna make it to the point where you have to agree with Esau in order for him to let you have access to his society. And the main thing being, you have to take this. So let's keep reading. He soon discovered the practical constraints of using an implanted RFID device and magic. The physical act of guiding audience members to fumble with their smartphones and trying to locate the exact spot needed to activate the reader proved awkward. Many phones shipped with RFID capability, Salakia, disabled by default, or struggle to reliably detect the chip through skin. As a result, the illusion lost both its mystique and its technical reliability. So, I mean, main point, like right here, yeah, all smartphones have RFID chips embedded within it, man. All right. I believe certain phones they give you the capability to disable it, like it just said right here. But you're still, of course, connected to the antennas and the smartphone towers. Where in this case here with this chip, whatever they make it mandatory, if you like I was stating earlier, if you go against the system, they can just shut it off. You won't get your money. All right, they're gonna give you incentives for taking it. A lot of different corporations, a lot of different government occupations. They're gonna make it to be like that's how they're gonna first set it up. They're gonna like the apostles were going into that during their camp. You're gonna have a meeting, like for example, if you're like part of special forces, Navy SEALs, the Army, they're gonna be like, oh, take this. You have to take this. The government first. They're gonna do their meetings, and that's how they're gonna gradually lay it out and lay out this system now. All right. The reason why I'm saying this through the spirit is because you got a lot of these niggas and these people of the world, like 2/3 of our people, and those of the circumcision that know they're Israelites, talking about some well, the phone has the chip. I've even heard individuals say that in the world, man. Your cell phone you can toss. This is going to be embedded in you forever, man. It's not something that you can just take out. That's why when you do this, you're gonna die by thermonuclear missiles. You're gonna melt here because you aligned yourself with the system, with Esau. As you can see there, right? Boom, and that looks like his left hand, right there. It's a grain of rice. Undeterred, Z experimented further, overwriting the chip to encode a Bitcoin address and later an Imgur meme link. However, when the image host changed its URLs, the chip's function was rendered inert. And that word inert, I actually was looking it up when I was going into this article. Lacking the ability or strength to move. All right. Other definitions: lacking the power to move, very slow to move or act, sluggish, deficient in active properties. And so the chip became Salakia, the chip became deficient, so it wouldn't work properly because it wasn't connected to the proper link, the proper system. And YAHAWASHI may do that to a lot of our people that take this, man. In the future, near future, Lord willing. The real setback came during his attempts to reprogram the chip. Z realized he had forgotten the password required to modify its data. Modern RFID and NFC chips often allow users to write protections or passwords to prevent unauthorized changes, but once forgotten, these credentials can make the device nearly impossible to access or update. So like I said earlier, imagine that. When the system, everything's laid out, the chip becomes mandatory. And let's say you have a password connected to your chip and you forget the password and such. And Esau might have to say something. He's like, well, if you want a new password, or if you want to reset, you have to do this. You have to do that. This is what this devil's going to set up, man. Right now, this man had to access. He has the capabilities to reset himself. But Esau is going to make it to where you have to come to these devils for everything. That's what the beast system is initially setting up for, man. That's what the MOTB is all about. You literally aligning yourself on the grid, connecting to Esau's system so they can track you on all things, everything. Unlocking the chip will require cycling through possible password combinations via a brute force approach, potentially a process lasting days or weeks. So imagine that. You can't, like I said, it's going to take a couple of weeks to reset this. You ain't got no food. Your money is frozen. This is coming with an RFID reader held against his hand the entire time. So he's holding this reader against his hand to try to reset his password, and it's taking days or weeks. Continuing on, unlike typical consumer gadgets, implantable chips pose unique recovery challenges. Too many failed password attempts can permanently lock the device with virtually no way to reset it. And so think about that according to the scriptures, man. The scriptures say in Revelation 16, you're going to get that grievous sword, that cancerous sword, because the chip's just going to be sitting there. A lot of you niggas, man, going to take it and then imagine like it doesn't work properly. And you just signed, sealed, and delivered your destruction by thermonuclear missiles and by concentrated chariot fire. Let's finish this out. Z's predicament echoes cautionary tales from other DIY biohackers. In 2018, a journalist who implanted an NFC chip encountered a similar problem after losing his access code, later describing himself as a useless cyborg. This was going to happen to a lot of you Jakes, man. Y'all going to take it, and it ain't going to work properly. The Lord, YAHAWASHI, is going to do that. The lesson for enthusiasts is clear. Technical novelty must be balanced against usability, and forgetfulness becomes a much bigger problem when the technology you forget how to access is embedded under your skin. So we're here. We're here, brothers and sisters, through the Spirit of the Lord, man. We're here. And if you can't see it, then YAHAWASHI doesn't want you to see it. This is Revelation chapter 13, beginning at verse 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, all your celebrities, the homeless, everybody, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Those that locked up in prison, they're going to give incentives for that too. Everybody that's in them jail cells, locked up, so on and so forth. Hey, if you like, especially during, because it's going to be the Third World War. Hey, we'll let you out. We'll let you out, you know, but you got to take this chip so we can track you and know exactly where you're at. We'll give you this amount of money. And this is what they're going to be doing, man. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, all right? The brain chip, as you saw here, it doesn't matter. You're going to have it in your left hand or your right hand. The chip is going right inside there. And that's going to be connected to with your ID, your identification, your money, all right? Passwords, everything, just like this magician. And that's spiritual, because a magician, that's what Esau was. It's a witchcraft, illusions. That's what Esau is gonna put with this chip, the MOTB. It's an illusion. It's witchcraft. He's gonna speak smooth words to you to make it seem like it's for your benefit. All right. Lying wonders, and this is a form of that. But really, it's just all total control for what this devil wants to do, man. Revelation 13 and 17. All right. And that no man might buy or sell, won't be able to do nothing in society, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And so real quick, we're going to go into the Greek for that word mark, so you can understand through the Spirit of the Lord. You're always getting new people. It's the Greek word. Let's play it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
It's charagma or charagma. All right. In the Greek, in the Strong's G 5480, and the biblical usage, a stamp, an imprinted mark, something that's going inside of you. All right. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand is the badge of the followers of the anti, but there's many anti-Mashiach. If you're against YAHAWASHI, you're an antichrist. All right. And it's anti-Mashiach. All right. That means you're just against the anointed, the main anointed being the Messiah, our King, our Redeemer, YAHAWASHI. Right? And you're essentially just saying, I love Esau, I love my master. I'm okay with being with this system. The mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. All right. And the mark of the beast, the RFID chip is an idol. It's an idol. The main idol, actually, right? That's going to be that's coming here. That's going to be made mandatory here in the near future. Now, the root word for that is the root word karax. Okay. Karax. Now, it's a scratching, as you saw here, for karaso, to sharpen to a point, akin, all right, through the idea of scratching, because it's going to be embedded within you. And so the syringe, which is the delivery system, all right, a pail or stake, a palisade. Now, if you ever looked up a palisade, let's go to Slovakia. Yeah, here it is. These are, it's talking about cars, but this is what it's talking about right here. Palisade. So if you look at these walls, these sharp points, because this is how castles used to be built. This is how the syringe is. All right, because the syringe is going to be the delivery system. That's just showing an example. But let's just show you this syringe. RFID. Yep, and there you go. Because it's shaped like a palisade. That's what John the Revelator was seeing. He was seeing our people, the heathen, everybody getting chipped and getting and this was the delivery system implanted within them, man. All right. And that's exactly what this is talking about. To further prove it through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, man. Strong's definitions. Karax, to sharpen to a point, akin, through the idea of scratching, a stake, i.e. by implication, a palisade or rampart, military mount for circumvallation, and a siege trench, yeah, which you saw that with the castle. All right. But that's it's talking about that syringe delivery system, man. Okay. And this is what's coming. This is what's coming, Akim and Aqua, through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 636, which is just the barcode system. All right? Connected you to the grid. And it even gives more information on it to break down that this is the RFID chip to prove that it's going underneath your skin. This is the Greek word shy stigma. Okay? For the 666. Now check this out. When you go to the root word of stigma, all right, of Strong's G 4742, you go down to here. For the Strong's definition, from a primary stizo to stick, i.e. prick, a mark incised or punched for recognition of ownership, i.e. figuratively scar of service mark. Because they used to do this also in the ancient world, man. All right, slaves, they used to brand you, they used to mark you. There's nothing new under the sun, as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. It's the same thing here, but this time they're gonna imprint you with their mark of servitude, which is the RFID chip, the MOTB, and to prick you with that needle. As you can see here, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. They would put they would stick an awl in your ear. This is a digital awl. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in the way with the tokens of their gods. Yeah, so like this is all, they've always done stuff like this, man. They used to do it with tattoos. They used to give you an awl, stick you through your ear. You belong to me. So when you take this chip in your hand and you take the brain chip, you belong to the system, which is the elites. You belong to the elites, to Esau. And we're coming here. More and more, man. More articles are coming out, and we're going to keep reporting on this through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, man. And when a lot of y'all take that, man, you're going to get that cancerous sore. So we'll read that real quick. This is Revelation 16, the beginning at verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, which is a complete number, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right. So if you worship this system and you align yourself with this system and you take that chip, a lot of y'all are going to get sick, man. All right. Like I said, it could be like your chip can just not work and turn off, and then boom, the Lord put the cancerous sore appears right on you, man. Right on your hand, man. Right in your brain. You start getting tumors. Because you decided to take this chip. You didn't trust in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And so you're going to die, man. You're going to die right here. All right? And I believe in that Greek word when he talks about sore. Let me see. A noisome and grievous. It's like a cancer. Yeah. The Greek word helkos. Strong's G 1668. A wound, especially a wound producing a discharged pus, a sore, and ulcer. That's right. So you're going to get a cancer from taking that chip, man. A sore is going to pop up because of the radiation, so on and so forth. And because, you know, they're already creating their digital towers, man. They're increasing the hertz. I heard even in Japan, I think it was either Japan or China, they're talking about switching to 10G. So imagine that, man, with the chip. All right, let's see. 10G towers. Yeah, see, this is what they want to go to, man. This is what they want to go to. I think they're already developing this in China. And this is just a, extra sidebar. China has launched the world's first commercial 10G broadband network. A massive upgrade in internet speed using advanced 50G PON technology, enabling near-instant downloads, Ultra HD streaming, and supporting future AI/VR applications. With initial deployments in cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Xianggang, if I pronounced that incorrect, Slovakia, far surpassing current global standards and aiming to lead digital infrastructure, notes reports from late 2025. This is what this is, like we're here, man. And once they integrate this, because it's moving quickly across the planet, all right, those frequencies, when you connect to the chip, that's how you're going to get these cancerous sores, man. Now, a lot of y'all already took that, you know what, the juicy fruit. And so your whole, everything in your body is jacked up. And so how much more when you take this, man? And so I'm going to end it off right there, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, I pray you are edified in the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honor to the beloved apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.